back Jamaicans home and Jamaicans abroad on Power 106 FM. We will not take sides, but we listen to your side. Stay with us as we explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the experts, and as always, listen to both sides. What's your story? Tell us on both sides of the story by calling our local numbers 876-922-4112 Listen to both sides of the story on the Power 106 FM app via the Windows website, go-jamaica.com, as well as on onespotmedia.com. The stations in the USA can dial 631-359-8281 to listen. And if you're in the UK and you will dial a number to listen to the Power 106 FM, you would call 0330-606-0953. You can watch both sides of the story live on the Dervan Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Both Sides 106. Email bothsides106@live.com. Send your WhatsApp voice notes, all your messages, and text messages to 876-365-3346. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story. 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 You always need to hear both sides of the story. 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 Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
It has happened, and it goes on happening, and will happen again if nothing happens to stop it. The innocent know nothing because they're too innocent, and the guilty know nothing because they are too guilty. The poor do not notice because they are too poor, and the rich do not notice because they are too rich. The stupid shrug their shoulders because they're too stupid, and the clever shrug their shoulders because they are too clever. The young do not care because they're too young, and the old do not care because they are too old. That is why nothing happens to stop it, and that is why it has happened and goes on happening and will happen again. Where do we stand? We have too far to go, not to really know just how we're getting there. And if we're getting anywhere, we have too much to change, not to know the range of possibility and changeability. Violence and crime is commonplace in these sad times. No man no walk free. Prophecy from closer to fulfillment in this time. Why should this be? And if we fight one another for the power and the glory, the kingdom goes to waste. Drop of blood we taste. I feel we own disgrace, yeah. I feel we own disgrace. Can't build no foundation, pan a if and a but. Are we building a nation or are we building a hut? And every time you ask for some old friend, you hear say just last night, you meet a sad, sad end. And if you talk too proud, and if you walk too proud, watch where you lay your head. 'Cause out your dread, well dread, can't build no peace. On a fuss and a fight. Me no care who I do it, master that no right. We fight one another for the power and the glory. The kingdom goes to waste, and every drop of blood we taste. We own disgrace, yeah. I feel we own disgrace. Can't build no dream, on a fuss and a fight. We no care who I do it, just say that no right. And as we fight one another for the power and the glory, the kingdom goes to waste, and every drop of blood we taste. I feel we own disgrace, yeah. I feel we own disgrace. Ernie Smith. We the people, the power and the glory, which continues to remain relevant in our everyday lives here in Jamaica. We want to start just by conveying condolences to the family, friends, colleagues, neighbors of our colleague within the RGR Gleaner Communications Group, whose life sadly was snuffed out last night. RGR Gleaner journalist Job Nelson, killed in a gun attack, and the Kingston Western Police are trying to establish a motive for the fatal shooting of this well-known journalist at 53 years old. We have a lot of work to do, and it gets harder each day by virtue of some of the things that happen in this country. That's why we started out this afternoon with a poem translated from Dutch or German by Eric Fried, What Happens? And it speaks to a repetition of doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. We have to make a change and make a difference. Otherwise, don't want to say too much right now. But our regards once again, our condolences. And our hearts go out to our colleague, our late colleague, journalist, Job Nelson, on behalf of the entire team within the RGR Gleaner Communications Group. Sincerest condolences. And we thank those who have been conveying similar sentiments since the news broke. We're coming up on a break. We're going to take the break and come back.
You're listening to Pearl 106 FM. The time is now
2:15. Welcome to the new dimension in eye care, the Optical Zone, offering exceptionally comfortable eyewear. We fill prescriptions and do eye examinations. This complete optical store is conveniently located at Shop 14, York Plaza, Halfway Tree. Telephone 929-8656. The Optical Zone, providing vision for life. Jamaica is Labor Day 2024. Let's join hands to make Jamaica more accessible for persons with disabilities, the elderly, and vulnerable. Come ramp up the access, help build a ramp, widen a walkway, or pave a pathway at a school, church, or even your workplace. Register your project today at jis.gov.jm. Email laborday@mcges.gov.jm for more information, or call 876-398-4880. Come ramp up the access and show that you care this Labor Day. Yeah, we have to watch the TV, not to know the range of possibility and changeability. Violence and crime.
Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world and throughout the program, taking your calls on 876 922 4112 to 5, 876 922 4112 to 5. And the text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346, 876 365 3346. A few messages coming in. Peter Barkley says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and everyone tuned in. What did I miss? I hear condolences." Yes, you did. Sadly, the RGR Gleaner Communications Group lost another team member overnight. He is one of our very well-known and talented journalists, Job Nelson, who sadly and tragically was killed in a gun attack last night. And as we stated earlier on, for those who missed it, the Kingston Western Police are trying to establish a motive for the fatal shooting of well-known journalist Job Nelson. The 53-year-old media practitioner was shot dead along Spanish Town Road. And again, our sincerest condolences. And we thank you for your many messages that have been conveyed and are still being conveyed. Close to home. When I say that in general terms, that this one we want to once again just to convey encouragement to the family, friends, neighbors, colleagues, fellow colleagues. The Press Association of Jamaica has expressed shock and outrage at the murder of Mr. Nelson. The PAJ says his untimely death is a profound loss to the journalism community. It is urging the authorities to expedite their investigation and to spare no effort in bringing Mr. Nelson's killers to justice. Meanwhile, the Information Minister, Dr. Donna Morris Dixon, also bemoaned the killing of Mr. Nelson, noting that it is always sad when a member of the media is harmed. She was speaking during this morning's post-cabinet press briefing. As an esteemed member of the media fraternity for 35 years, Mr. Nelson made invaluable contributions to various publications throughout his career, including the Jamaica Record, the Herald, X News, Loop, and the Gleaner. With his versatile skills as a reporter, sub-editor, and page planner, Mr. Nelson played an integral role in shaping numerous publications and projects over the years. May his soul rest in peace and light perpetual shine on him. And to continue on this afternoon's edition of Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Thank you, Peter Barclay, Valerie Wellerpeck. We see the messages popping up. Thank you. Thank you. And Donovan Campbell, thank you as well, and good day. Good day. Thank you. And so we're going to continue the debates and the discussions that have been going on, carried over from what, a couple days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. And as usual, we always look forward to providing a platform for you to express yourselves in relation to matters of national importance. So we're going to continue some of those discussions, and there's new information that will come in, and we'll share that information as well to you, our faithful listeners at home and abroad. Barry says, bless up, Sir Malcolm. I nominate you to be on the interim body that must be set up to lay the foundation for the future. You can be the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Communication. That's very kind of you, Barry. Thank you. Revo says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Could you help the residents of Industry District in Somerton, St. James? Such favor is getting the JPS to investigate 4 to 5 times per week, as much as 20 times per month. This has been going on for 5 years, and despite reporting it to the company, they have done nothing to it right now. The community is out of electricity for 2 days. In addition to that, it is affecting adjacent communities because that is where the Digicel pole is to give internet services. Whenever the light goes, the internet is affected. We would like the supply to be connected to Virgin Valley lines, which is just less than half a mile away. Right now, they are without electricity since the rain yesterday afternoon. I wonder if we could let's see if we could get Audrey Williams on the line. Hopefully she is available or will make herself available if she's able to help us to understand what is happening in terms of the electricity supply in their community. So we're going to try to see which one of these contact numbers we can use to get on to. Yeah, we'll try and see if we can get on top of this one as quickly as possible. I don't think it's unique to this community though, and that's the community. This is the industry district in Somerton, St. James. But I don't think they're alone. That doesn't help the situation by saying it, but I'm just stating as a fact that there are other communities that we know as well that have been having over the years similar issues. When it rains, if it's too windy, etc., you get some kind of problems on account of weather conditions or other situations. All right, we're not connecting with Audrey Williams at the moment, but we're trying to connect. So Audrey Williams, if you're out there listening, anyone from the JPS listening, Winsome Callum, any other member of the team, would love to at least give the listeners an idea of what is happening, why there have been significant fluctuations in the electricity supply. So we need the help of JPS in that regard to at least give us an idea of what is happening or not happening, what is causing it or not causing it. So, well, for what it's worth, spread the word, please, and let Audrey Williams know that we're trying to get in touch with her to see if she could explain, or having garnered or gathered data from her fellow colleagues, that she will subsequently be able to tell us exactly what's happening. So we will. All right, we'll go to the phone lines in the meantime. 876-922-4112-5. Those are the regular numbers. 876-922-4112-5. And of course, there's the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Dervan.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I am like the rest of us within the group, our Cleaner Communications group, still trying to come to grips.
I heard you talking about the gentleman that died, and I see that line, and I said to you guys, I don't know you, Dervan, but I know your voice. I don't know most of you guys, but I know your voice. And I said, cheer up. Father alone knows all about it. Cheer up. It's a difficult time. You guys have to watch your back. Where you go, it's a tough place to meet, though. We love it, but it's a tough place. Tough.
Hold a moment, please. Sorry. Thank you for the words of encouragement. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. Come to Stewart's Hardware for all your Labor Day supplies and enjoy discounts on selected items. Looking to finally fix up that old home or office? They will help you. Visit locations in Maitland, Mandeville, and Old Harbor, or send in your orders on WhatsApp or customer service at stewartshardware.com. Stewart's Hardware at Home Center, building values.
Yo, catch the man in the new car. Come in with Jenna, make with the road. Yo, bro, stop the foolishness. You don't need to drive so fast. Easy now, you see the man a big driver. Road run up there now. Yo, bro, stop the car and make it come out. You need to drive better. Road safety begins with you. A message from the Road Safety Unit. We have too much to change. To know the limit of possibility and changeability.
Have more?
Violence and crime come at peace.
Okay.
no matter what.
Thanks for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, and thanks for holding. Please continue.
So we say to the family, cheer up. And we say to the gunmen them out there, Why are you killing that being? Why? Why are you killing people left, right, and center? Why? That's the question we must ask them. Is it that one poverty, crime, dispossession? Why? If we have a better economy like Singapore, we would have less time. So, it's just for me.
Mm.
You know that you know these guys, that this gentleman who got here, work. So let the police establish that what they can find, so we can find the perpetrators.
Indeed.
And to see where we go from there.
Yes.
You have to spend the time on it because every life that you take is very important. And you came on the show and speak about another show speak about. It's not because it's different, it's because it's education, it's work. I tell you. Now, let's move to some very important issue.
Mm.
I can have right now, if I want, 10 different citizenships if I want. I live in America. I can have them if I want. I can apply for them. If I want to become the candidate, I can apply for it. If I want to become the citizen of Zimbabwe, Kenya, I can apply for it. In all the Commonwealth countries, I can apply for it. And I can come to Jamaica and live there for 100 days, past the age of 21, and I can vote and sit in the parliament of Jamaica. And I hope you people like you inform, you educate, that you can devote the program until the constitutional reform comes to a close. So we can educate the people about the constitution of Jamaica. So we go to the art of the problem. My board is looking for a leader today for England to obtain a British passport. He did not declare a leader. Darrell Barnes is a leader. Gordon is a leader. That's the difference. That's the difference. But the Jamaican law did not allow the US to have dual citizenship in our parliament. But the Jamaican law allows all Commonwealth citizens, like myself. I do not have a Jamaican birth certificate. But the present law in Jamaica allows me to come to Jamaica and participate in the democracy process. If Mr. Holness wants to change that law, he has to take it to Parliament. It has to be on the table for 6 months. And it will take parliamentarians to stop it. To change that law.
And it's on the face of it, it seems so straightforward. On the face of it, there, what, whatever our stage in life right now in this country will have to be judged on the basis of the systems that are in place up to right now. So whatever the go ahead.
You're a man, you're listening, and then you articulate and you analyze it. The system that is in place right now, we have to follow it and to go by it.
That's right.
And so if anybody call and said, Mac can't vote in Jamaica because Mac is not a Jamaican citizen, but don't have a birth certificate, but I have a Jamaican citizen document from PISA. I have a Jamaican passport. I pay allegiance to the United States. And we inform and we educate. You don't have to be a lawyer to understand the Constitution and to understand what I am saying. So I'm dealing with simple arithmetic. As long as I'm a Commonwealth, I can walk right into Jamaica House. So let's get the politics out of it.
Well, there are more messages coming in as well. Someone is saying on this same subject, good afternoon. I'm so disappointed in the government of how they are painting a picture of Mr. Mark Golding. I can't believe that they think Jamaicans are so stupid. This is the age of technology. The government may gain 10 new customers, but lose more than 10,000 new and old voters. That's coming from one of our regular
What are
listeners.
you telling people in Canada? You're Jamaican citizen, you're Commonwealth, but we're being a take part in our democracy. You can give us money, you can give us food, you can help us, but we don't want your service in Jamaica. Because if we are a member of parliament in the diaspora, we don't have to come to parliament all the time. We deal with globalization, we're dealing with technology. My former job that I used to do, when we access people's house, I want to access your house, Dervan. I don't come to your house. I stay right into the computer room and zoom in. You give me access and zoom in into your house, what I have to do. So the same thing we can do in the constituency. The same thing we can do sit here as in the diaspora and contribute to parliament. And we can fly down and we can stay here and do that. Now, I want to go to another serious matter. If I leak somebody's data here, give somebody their information, it's a criminal matter. And if you do that in Jamaica, I am not a lawyer. If you do that in Jamaica, it's a criminal matter. So let the Jamaicans know where I'm coming from. The Jamaica Constitutional Office here in Miami. The Jamaica, right.
I was going to say, if that is the case, then by all means, go ahead and treat the individual as such, whoever would have committed that breach. It's not that we don't have systems and mechanisms in place. We do. And for as long as they are in place, we are expected to abide by them. And if we think, if over time we feel, we believe, or we experience some level of discomfort with how the system is impacting our lives, then it means it's time to change the system. But that in and of itself has to follow the existing protocols that are in place.
Exactly. So, the Jamaica Constitutional Office here, they have lots of us status, whether we are citizens or residents, they have our status, they have our information there. They can communicate that information with PICA.
PICA. There's no K at the end.
Right. They can communicate that. But I warn them, if they go ahead and do that and leak my information to the government of Jamaica and the government ministers, leak my information, then they will talk to my criminal defense lawyer in Jamaica. They have our information here because we have to deal with them. And they ask for certain immigration information. And so we have to pass it to them in order for them to process. And they pass it to PICA. I'm not an immigration lawyer, but I'm telling you how the process works. If you go to the hospital in Jamaica, and the hospital leaks Dervan information, and then people hospital say, no, it must be to the hospital. It doesn't work that way. It's a criminal offense. So I am saying to the people of Jamaica, do not invest in the national ID system. Do not participate in it.
Why?
Because your information is going to leak. Your information is going to go public. And if you are telling me as a Jamaican, and I feel allegiance to the US,
You had your biometrics done
I have
in
all of that.
seeking to travel.
Establish whatever, right?
Right.
Establish.
So
So I
so
told you,
it's easier,
and
it
I
seems,
told you,
to give
huh?
that information to the Americans and the Canadians and the British, but it's
I told
not
them that. I
okay
told this,
to give it
yes,
to our own people here in Jamaica.
it's not okay. Not okay. But if it comes to light that they do that, then the passport office of Jamaica will have to talk to somebody who represents me. So
Yeah, if
all
that
I
is
am
what the
saying,
system dictates, you go ahead.
yes.
You go ahead and take the
So what
action that
so
you feel.
so what I'm
Yes.
saying now, there is no confidence in the Jamaican government for the people of Jamaica now to give information to the passport office of Jamaica and to the Data Protection Department of Jamaica because your information is going to leak. Don't tell me about political party did it. Political party is not the passport office of Jamaica. Political party is not the Data Department of Jamaica. That's the opposition. Don't tell me about that. I finished kindergarten. I didn't went to college. I didn't went to high school. I just went to basic elementary school. Don't come with that rubbish. But what I can tell you is a criminal offense. How can you know our social in the diaspora and with Jamaican people to have national ID when our information is going to leak? It's a criminal offense. What kind of country, when people sit down and listen to what is going on, because you can't come to a consensus of how you change the constitution to say, listen, me, we want 10 government senators, so 12 government senators, 10 opposition senators, and 9 independent. So you don't have one side have too many votes, right? So
Too many. One side having what? One side having what?
too, too many fruits. I put it layman way. One side have too many mangoes,
Oh.
right? We don't want that kind of system. And then
So what's
because the
what
opposition, right?
what for you would be the ideal system? Hang on a moment. Let's take the break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45. Come to Stewart's Hardware for all your Labor Day supplies and enjoy discounts on selected items. Looking to finally fix up that old home or office? They will help you. Visit locations in Macon, Mandeville, and Old Harbor, or send in your orders on WhatsApp or customer service at stewartshardware.com. Stewart's Hardware and Home Center, building value. Jamaica, it's Labor Day 2024. Let's join hands to make Jamaica more accessible for persons with disabilities, the elderly, and vulnerable. Come ramp up the access, help build a ramp, widen a walkway, or pave a pathway at a school, church, or even your workplace. Register your project today at jis.gov.jm. Email laborday@mcges.gov.jm for more information, or call 876-398-4880. Come wrap up the access and show that you care this Labor Day. Now, to know the range of possibility and changeability. Violence and crime is commonplace within these set times. No man walks free. Prophecy come closer to fulfillment.
Thanks for holding. Please share with us your ideal system of governance.
days of having too much on the government side, those days are over. Those days are over.
You said 12? 12 from the government side?
10 from the opposition and 9 from the general public. 9 from the general public. So then you will have the showdown because you're going to have what they call up or down vote. But don't tell me about the government 15, the opposition 7, and 2 from the independent. That is madness. That is foolishness. And then who appoints the president? Who appoints him? Who appoints that person? So I don't rather do research on it, and I said, look here.
Well, it seems this whole process has a far way to go from what we have seen, heard, and experienced so far.
Right. And I'm saying it is going to be a long and summer before this constitution. Yes, no rush. Don't tell about that. We've been going at this 40 years. Yes, no rush. How you going to appoint the director of the constitution? How you going to appoint judges? And we could go down. But in closing.
But the systems are still running, whatever we think of them, they're still in place. The rule of law still ensues.
But they don't carry bills to Parliament to lay in Parliament. What I can say to Mr. Holy, if he doesn't understand the Constitution, if he wants someone to speak in the country, I can talk to my lawyer. That bill is dead on arrival. It is dead. It's not going nowhere. Now, saying all of this, the opposition must say, look, we're walking away from this system. Walking away. In light of what a minister is saying about the opposition, about his information, walk away. You can't participate in democracy when you try to hijack system like that. That's not because I disagree with you. You then go no one said, oh, I apply for this and I apply for that. All the people that work at the U.S. Embassy in Jamaica, not one of them can give any private information to the government of Jamaica. If they do that, they will be in prison. It doesn't work that way with the U.S. people. They come on to them. The whole Jamaican, we are Jamaicans. And we are going to leak our information and you tell me to participate in this. No, we must not participate in this. We must say goodbye. Because this is what is going to happen because one of your ministers is now telling us when you apply for this and when you apply for that. You're not running a private business. This is public business. You cannot operate that way in a democracy. That is wrong. What Mr. I do? Leak my information. Leak my information. Is that what you're going to do? I said the definition of appointment in Jamaica. In my term, the definition of appointment in Jamaica, it means kickback. The definition of appointment in Jamaica. How come you might get information about Dervan? How come? I'm not supposed to. Somebody leak it to Matt. And that's all I'm saying. Somebody leak it to Matt. And I can tell Mr. Vaz, if he was living in America and he do that, the Fed would be knocking at his door. And then guess what? He's going to tell the Fed that his political party giving that information. It doesn't work that way. So I'm calling upon the people of Jamaica, the diaspora, who understand what I'm saying. Do not participate. Walk away from the system and throw it away. Dervan, enjoy your weekend. And as you mourn your colleagues, may God go with you and God bless you. With us.
Thank you. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I am giving thanks for life. And you?
You're same here, giving God thanks for life.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to talk about, a lot to look at, but when I think
and we want to hear you, but you're over-modulating. Your volume is way beyond where it should be, I think. See. Okay.
I'm actually driving still. But when a question question I like to ask to those here is a very age-old question. Is that are Jamaican police officers above the law?
No, nobody is in any society, that 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 is regarded, where the law is regarded as sacrosanct. That's not supposed to happen.
Not supposed to, but I
Mm.
just want to make one little example. Now, here it is. We're not talking murder or rape or anything like that. Those, if you want to call those major crimes.
Yes.
I'm talking a simple thing as a traffic ticket. Now look at this, Malcolm.
Yes.
A police, you travel to St. Thomas and you got a ticket from a police officer who basically is in St. Elizabeth. He was in St. Thomas passing and him. He claimed that you should commit an offense, he ticket you. Now you live in Montego Bay. Now you have to go to St. Thomas for court. The policeman does not show up for court, right? And the numerous other times you go to court, he's trying to took off. He does not show up. No, nothing happened in that. The case is thrown out, yes. But then if you, the citizen, did not show up for court, you know what will happen? A warrant is issued
for your arrest. Yes.
So why is it then that the police who don't show up to court, a warrant is not issued for his arrest?
You'd perhaps have to enlist the service of a lawyer to deal with this.
Well, that tells me that the police is above the law. Because if the citizen is thing there, I'll bind for this issue for the arrest. Why not a police officer? I mean, that thing that continuously do. Because you go and leaving some months ago to go to St. Thomas to court. It takes time, energy, cost everything to you. You understand? And only to basically waste your time, waste your day because the police don't show and nothing is done to the police. So that is something that we need to look at seriously.
Yeah, that's been going on for years actually. Where this business of yes.
Jamaican police officers above the law.
Well, they shouldn't be.
Well, I'm giving you an example, which is a very today example what happened, right? And it's obviously they are above the law because nothing is done to that police officer.
Unless the law did not make any provisions for that. That's a possibility. Uh-oh. All right, sorry about that. So it is. We hope that situation will be amicably resolved, though. We hope so. But please feel free to get back to us on that subject. And we still want to follow up on the electricity or electricity shortage issue that was shared with us earlier on. We still want to follow up on those matters while we're on. In the meantime, Ralph says, "Good day, Dervan. I love Mac's passion on the issues of the day. I know he comes from a good place, but he seems ignorant to a lot of the subject matters he brings to the fore. For instance, he didn't provide any evidence on the leaking of sensitive information, as he put it. I'm not in a position to say Mr. Vaz leaked the information or leaked information. The minister stated he received the information from someone in the PNP. I would encourage Mac to provide evidence when he accuses people or desist with the veranda and rumbar talks on radio. I wonder if he's aware that in America, that he loves so much, the FBI could go knocking at his door for defamation of someone's character. That's Ralph's contribution. Thank you for your message, Ralph. Barry says, why is that man telling our Jamaican people wildness about national ID? If you are not on the new ID system, you will be at the bottom, since everyone will be on the cashless and artificial intelligence economy, and the new digital ID is the foundation of the system. Well, whatever decision is made in this situation still has to take into account those who consciously decide that they don't want any national ID, because such is the nature of the state. The state must take care of its people, even without their assistance, even without even without their urgings, because the state has a duty to the nation. Let's share a couple more of these messages. Howdy, Dervan. Please tell Mac from Florida that all our information is online. Google, Android, Facebook, Apple, Inc., etc. And this one says, good day, Dervan. It is sad when any innocent person is killed by the thugs who roam freely in our country. Until we reach a place where we're able to apprehend and punish these killers, we're going nowhere. The role of government is to provide security for its citizens. We are lacking this in Jamaica, says this message. There's more after the break. And if you walk too proud, I don't know, dread.
Contractors, developers, and small builders. Contact Coast to Coast Group of Companies for high quality concrete products. The time by Coast to Coast Group of Companies is
3 o'clock. The Kingston and St. Andrew Association of Brand Societies of the JAS, in association with the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, presents its annual Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show, AgriFest, Saturday, May 25 at the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining Playfield, 6 Hope Gardens, Kingston, under the theme Grow What We Eat What We Grow. Join Power 106 FM from 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. for a live broadcast from this event and see farmers showcase their produce. Also, various stakeholders in the agricultural and industrial sectors being featured. This broadcast is brought to you by the Kingston and St. Andrew Association of Brand Societies of the JAS, the Jamaica 4-H Clubs, Agro Investment Corporation, and the Scientific Research Council, SRC. That's a broadcast from the Kingston and St. Andrew ABS's Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show, AgriFest, this Saturday, May 25, at the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining Playfield, 6 Hope Gardens, Kingston, 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
and as we fight one another for the power and the glory. Just in the moves, the ways. See the people walk the road, just to feel we going. Right now we hands are tied behind the rock, by the circle of people, if I'm putting. Where do we stand?
We have too far to go, not to really know just how we getting there. And if we're getting anywhere, we have too much to change, not to know the range of possibility and changeability.
Violence and crime is commonplace in decent times. No man walks free. Prophecy come closer to fulfill.
Thanks a lot for staying with us on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. This is a most timeless recording, still relevant to this day. Let's continue and hear more from you, our faithful listeners at home and abroad. The numbers to call 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, my Professor Dervan Malcolm.
Good afternoon, Mr. Carter.
My condolences to the journalist who was killed.
Yes.
I understand it was on Calisme Drive and that he was robbed.
Oh, it's at the intersection. Yeah.
Dervan, you know there should be a concerted effort by the males, the African males of Jamaica, to see how much they can help the younger generation, especially the males, Dervan. Because too many of our males are begging on the street. Too many of our males are resorting to crime. Too many of our males are resorting to the gun. And too many of our males are sleeping on the streets, Dervan.
Yes, I've seen them.
And it's sick my stomach, sorry to be so vulgar on your show. It's vexed over these things in a Dervan as a man, you know. Because I see in my works in the inner city, the self-esteem of most of our males is fast and depleting, Dervan. And our females is as if they are literally turning the backs on a lot of the males. Because if you do a survey like I do from time to time, what I call my SWOT analysis, most of our males, if they're not enjoying any good family life in America, especially in our inner city. You agree with that?
There's some indication to reveal such, yes.
Dervan, they're saying that behind every successful man is a good woman done.
Or is it beside?
Beside. I come to your program for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, Dervan.
Yes.
Beside, don't you? So they
Is
must
that
hold them on together.
togetherness? Yes, more of that needed. Together, everyone achieves more. Team.
Together, everyone achieves more. But they never tell you, yeah, every man who feel what type of woman is beside that man. Why they never tell you that, God?
Maybe the emphasis is on success, and therefore you play up success and play down the instances of failure.
Dervan, how you get money? This money thing that everybody created for, right? You have to critically examine how you get money and what is money in a Dervan. Because this money thing that everybody running down and trying to get more money and everybody want more money. That's where working in a Dervan. How I get money? I work for money. I earn money.
Yeah.
I don't take money, Dervan. And I try not to borrow money, but if I have to borrow money, I pay it back down.
Yes.
My father never let any legacy have money from you. check your UTC bus.
Nothing wrong with that.
Thank you, my professor. Can you say it again for me, please, sir?
Absolutely nothing is wrong with that.
And I live with you, my name Dervan. And I pay all my bills and I live a decent Portmore life.
More power to you.
I don't want to live in Beverly Hills, Dervan, because I can't afford even the land tax up here. Something wrong with that, Dervan?
Not at all. Living within your means.
Dervan, you know, the first of president over the weekend, right?
Yes, yes.
You know that there's a massive international investigation going on.
There would have to be. There would have to be.
You know, it looks like, you know that they have the technologies of such now.
That can actually possibly give you a timeline.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And Dervan, you know that our government have information at their hands at any given time that the average man don't know on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And the government can't tell the average man because they might go down themselves in the sea.
No, we hope not. God forbid. But we get the point you're making. Are you there? No, sorry. I think we have lost Mr. Neville Carter. Sorry about that. Let's go to another call or two. 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello? Did that person got tired of holding? Sorry about that. All right, let's move on. 876-922-4112-5 are the numbers to call. The text line, the same as the WhatsApp number. And we have a few messages coming in. And let's see if we can clear these messages. This looks like Kemet PML saying the people who vote him in can do it. No party I support look like those people who vote for him don't live. That's all right. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. But you know something, my mind is going back to a couple of other helicopter crashes. And it's the same issue. The cloud cover. Remember, what's his name, the basketballer? Yes. Yes. The Iranian. Yes. Sorry, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
You know, we are in a war, Dervan. We are in World War III, right? And one of the things about World War III that they spoke about in Russia is that you must not expect to wake up and hear 20,000 soldiers dying on the battlefield like World War I and II. It's going to be an economic war, and you must learn to think for yourself.
Oh?
Yes, and that, Vladimir Putin, he sent out his general
That's...
to the villages of Russia to educate the people about the type of war that they are in. We are in World War III, Dervan, and it is a war about the US dollar, removing the US dollar as a weapon against the Middle Eastern countries and China and Russia. And it's going to cause a lot of decent people to die. Because money is next to oxygen right now. Would you agree?
It hasn't lost its place at all.
It hasn't lost its place at all.
Mm-mm.
And you know, since COVID, Dervan, they are telling you that people are now sensitive of running out of money, which they are very afraid of. And they are also afraid to die.
Mm-hmm.
And this inflation that everybody's talking about, Russia and China and India and these top-notch country that form in the BRICS. They are saying it was caused by the Americans printing American dollars and issuing it across to their friends during COVID again. They're using the money as a weapon. And they're removing the American dollar as the dominant currency and going to cause a lot of problem in the world. That is one of the reasons why we're going to absorb the needs in Dervan. Dervan.
Yes.
The underground economy of Jamaica have to be rooted up, you know.
That's what again, about 45% or more?
Yes, Dervan. That is one of the reasons why we have to have the needs. Because if we don't have the needs in Dervan, our economy can crash, you know.
Well, we hope not, but anything is possible.
I'll just draw a quick match to the people themselves, and I'm more help with this match. You think if everybody line up for the bank, then can get back all of their money out of the bank?
No.
Why, Dervan?
Because it's subject to conditionalities.
Subject to conditionalities.
And
the average listener would have to find out what those conditionals are for himself.
And would have been briefed in terms of the fine print, we hope.
Mr. Malcolm, I can report to you today, the 22nd of May, the day before Labor Day, that most Jamaican people don't know the Jamaican dollar work in the financial system. Did you know that?
We have to put it on the subject list in our schools now.
There's two subjects we need to put in school, but I don't know who's going to teach it. Because nobody seems to be wanting to teach it. A subject named money and a subject named woman. You see, all woman, Mr. Malcolm, with due respect, most Jamaicans don't know the idiosyncrasies of a woman, you know. And how serious woman is in Jamaica, you know, when it comes on to not having money and coming close to death, you know. Did you know that?
Tell us more.
Then why you think is only 13% of the adult population of Jamaica is married? And
is it that low? I need to get a copy of the Economist World in figures. Hold on, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
Jacket, anyway you do it, enough door protein, and you think enough like now it's what we are thinking. Work is a real good feed. Rusty jacket, anyway you do it. Delicious nutrition is full of behavior. And meat is sweet. Work is a real good feed. Jamaican pork, always a healthy choice. The tastier protein choice. A message of the Jamaican Farmers Association.
Don't miss the National Labor Day concert this Labor Day, May 23, Emancipation Park, with some of Jamaica's leading gospel artists led by Minister Kevin Downswell,
Got a feeling.
Rhoda Isabella,
When we are.
Godly Godly, John Mark Wigan, and many, many more. That's the National Labor Day concert, Emancipation Park, this Labor Day, Thursday, May 23, 7 p.m. Admission free. When the work done, come have some fun.
Got a feeling this is gonna be my year.
Both sides of a story.
Confidence in those who serve, especially in the public sector, is vital to Jamaica's progress towards Vision 2030 and beyond. Many people have quietly and diligently given sterling service over the years to the benefit of many Jamaicans at home and across the world. Power 106 FM, in playing its part in showcasing those individuals who served in building our nation and to create greater public understanding and appreciation of their sacrifice, presents the feature Service Stalwarts. Listen to Service Stalwarts every Wednesday at 4 p.m. during both sides of the story with Dervan right here on Power 106 FM.
Both sides of a story.
It's for 4.
Are we building a nation or are we building a hut? And every time you ask with some old friend, you hear say just last night we made a sad, sad deal. And if you talk too loud, and if you walk too proud, watch where you lay your head. Around the dread, where the red can't build no dreams, and a fuss and a fight. We don't care who I do it, just say that's not right. And as we fight one another.
Thanks for holding here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. And Mr. Carter is still on the line, right?
I'm happy to report to you it's only between 13 and 15% of the Jamaican adult population are married.
Mm-hmm.
Dervan, you see the area between 6 Mile and where the journalist was killed.
Mm-hmm.
Go right down to Coronation Market. You know, I did a SWOT analysis with my little team, checking out the income levels of the household in that area. And you know what I found out there, man? Down that area full of single mothers and those who even have a spouse. The spouse in that area cannot give their baby mother and those who married. They can't give their wife $20,000 a week to go to the supermarket, go to Coronation Market, and go to the butcher shop. They don't have $20,000 a week to give them, Dervan. So what do you think going to happen in these areas, Dervan? In World War III. World War III, we are talking about now.
They're going to look it.
Hallelujah, my brother. They are going to look it, and when we start these serious conversation for serious consideration, more you answer me blunt like how you just answer, so that the people them can understand what we are saying, Mr. Malcolm. Because this is a serious thing. Everyone never leave you with this.
Mm-hmm.
It is said that when the BRICS take over, because the BRICS summit is one of the chief summits this year in Russia. It will be held in Russia. And it is the big ticket item in the world, not the U.S. general election that they're calling it now, because they say the military industrial complex of U.S. running the world. They just put the president in there as a figurehead. Because this is war. And they are saying that a lot of the assets them that the capitalists them have in countries like Jamaica and in Latin America, based on US dollar, they're going to become liabilities. You know, you can value 100 million Dervan,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a big house on the list in Beverly Hills, and you can't sell it and it become a liability on you.
Yes, indeed, that happens.
They call it asset rich and cash poor.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, Dervan?
Yes, I'm familiar with the term.
I'll never leave you with this, because I have to report it to the both side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what they call layoff going to occur in World War III. A lot of people going to lose their work. And a lot of companies won't be able to pay what they call redundancy payment because the cash flow problem that the war is going to cause. That is why they want to replace it with an unemployment insurance. And you know where I get that information from in the war, Dervan?
Where?
In Egypt. In Egypt, in Dervan, when I do my nightly research, and I say, impact of the war in Egypt, and I type it in my computer, and I listen to the journalists them in Egypt. You hear the Egyptian telling the Egyptian government now, the Egyptian people, black people, African Egyptian, they say, anything you want to do with the economy to keep, protect the population, don't raise the price of bread. That's what they're telling them, you know. Anything you want to do, you do, but don't raise bread. You know why they tell them bread, Dervan?
It's one of those, maybe because it's one of those staples all over the world.
Yeah, you see, like how we love rice, then we love rice.
Mm-hmm.
The Egyptian man in the eating bread with the salting and gone and bed and sleep there.
Yes.
And he walk barefoot out in rope around him body and him gone. And then in a luxurious life like we in a Dervan. But we are celebrate Christmas, and we are celebrate Valentine's Day, and we are celebrate birthday, and we are keep dead parties 1 month before we bury them. Egyptian, none of them living there in a Dervan. You know that?
What is their formula?
Did you know that the Iranian president right in there already? In there yesterday, you know? Then they keep that somebody for 2 days in a Dervan. And talk about them keep 9 nights and set up and all and something there. You know? Them live simple lives. So you see the needs Dervan, the needs the mayor must talk about. The needs going to be necessary in order for us to survive here, Dervan. And it is not political. It is about creating an economy based on morals and principles that all of we can go to the fountain and drink some of the water and go your bed to sleep in a Dervan. You don't believe that can work?
Of course, it works for some people.
Yeah,
maybe not for everybody. Some others maybe would get sick.
Yes, they're going to get sick. Yeah. Because you have to have your credit rating, that's for putting a Dervan. Your light bill has to be paid, your water rate has to be paid, and your bills will have to be paid before you can touch the money. Because money going to become one of the most sought after commodity in the world. Because you know that gold, yeah, all out there who have gold. Gold price in New York today was $2,480.
The thing with money, though, money has never lost its place, as I was saying a while ago earlier.
Money has never lost its place. To be continued, Professor.
Thank you for the call.
And thanks for your clarification.
Sure. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Good afternoon to Herbert Bogle. He says, Mr. Malcolm, good afternoon. I noticed Mac came on the airwaves and at all times saying that he doesn't have any Jamaican birth certificate, and you guys have never asked him what type of birth certificate. And Herbert Bogle asks, does he have? He thinks he knows it all, says Herbert Bogle. Just a few of your messages coming through. And the text line, same as the WhatsApp number. We have a call coming through on the text line. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Dervan.
Good afternoon.
Am I coming through okay?
As far as I can hear, yes.
Okay, sir. Dervan, is it that now that our beloved country has now turned into a place where is ready for an outsider to come and just take it away from us now? Isn't it looking that way?
I don't know who is the person who is coming.
Well, Dervan, we have seen over the years, we have seen the emergence of the Chinese in droves, and the Indians and the Pakistani and all sorts of different nations. Although I am not a person who is preaching racial slurs are such, but I know that our motto is not something that we can look up to know, because we have seen where we have spent our years in school from way in the 80s, 60s, 50s, and then we have a constitution in our country, and we have a constitution in which it is said that we should respect that compound word, commonwealth. Dervan, what do you understand about the commonwealth?
These are former colonies of Britain. Are you there, or you're trying to listen to the radio at the same time?
No, I have an earphone. I'll just disengage it.
Yeah, remember there's a delay with these radio broadcasts.
Yeah, so Dervan, what I'm saying, right? I've spent my earlier years in school learning about social study and civics, and I know I am an adult now, and I'm being so confused about the Commonwealth right now. Our politicians have brought this word Commonwealth in disrepute. Am I saying something wrong?
Tell us, how so?
Because Dervan, what I've understand,
yes,
approximately 50. I don't know.
Hold on a moment, please. One moment.
Help us protect Jamaica's borders. Tell us about any illegal guns coming through customs control areas. Call Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
3:30. This June 16 to 19 will be a momentous homecoming at the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. Immerse yourself in the conference and take advantage of the government at your service feature. Access express services to get your passport, driver's license, NHT returns, TRN, and so much more. It all happens on the spot. Register today and learn more at diasporaconferenceja.eventbrite.com. Sponsored by JM Group, VM Group, and Grace Kennedy. A message from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade.
Don't miss the National Labor Day concert this Labor Day, May 23, Emancipation Park, with some of Jamaica's leading gospel artists led by Minister Kevin Downswell, Rhoda Isabella, Goddy, John Mark Wigan, and many, many more. That's the National Labor Day concert, Emancipation Park, this Labor Day, Thursday, May 23, 7 p.m. Admission free. When the work done, come have some fun. Got a feeling this is gonna be my year. Man wants me. Prophecy come closer to fulfillment in this time. Why should this be? And as we fight one another with the power and the glory, the kingdom goes to waste. And every drop of blood we taste, happy we own this place, yeah. Happy we own this place. Camel no foundation, Father in front of God. Are we building a nation? Or are we building a hut? And every time you ask.
Thanks for holding. You were about to talk about the 56 Commonwealth countries.
Yes, Dervan, yeah. And we have known the amount of country who is a part of the Commonwealth, and they are in different continent of the world, from Asia to the Americas.
Yes.
And we have known that as long as you is a citizen of the Commonwealth, you are entitled to be welcome in any Commonwealth country to reside by just having like a passport or some form of identification, right?
Yes.
And you can reside in that country for approximately a year, and then you can be a part of the judicial or the parliamentary system.
The judiciary.
So,
or the parliamentary system. Yes.
System.
Mm.
So when we have leaders who is wasting our precious time of now, where we have many things to fix and go forward with, we have to ask if these men, and I'm talking from both sides, if these men really meant us good, because I heard that they are mentioned that the amount of Senate should be in this new constitution now should rise to 27. And I'm saying that a poor country like us, who can hardly handle a parliamentary bill now, right? Because it is hampering us.
Yeah, but have we? I'm wondering though if we have seen everything yet, in terms of the documentation and the policy. I don't know. I don't get that impression. Looks like there's still a whole lot of work to be done.
No, but Van, I must tell you, that these politicians, they are very tricky, because when
if you allow them,
when them put out saying that it is a leak document stating that the amount of senators,
the number of senators
increased to 27. I'm saying, isn't that we are debating now to ourselves, asking we the people if senators are necessary, because this is the entrance, where politicians are grown and groomed through Senate. This is the number one
training ground
where politicians are pushed on us. Instead, I should say, Dervan is an outstanding Jamaican, and he's living in my community, and I need Dervan to go in parliament and represent us, because we live with Dervan and we know everything about him. So we'll vote for Dervan. We are not going to get that opportunity. We are not going to get that opportunity as a people. And instead, these politicians bring it to us that we, the Jamaican people, should decide and say, if it's 18 of them now, we want it to decrease to even 6. Because our budget cannot afford them. The people cannot afford too much politician now, Dervan. We cannot afford them. We, the Jamaican people, need our budget for politician to decrease by at least 50% now. At least, because some of them is not necessary, Dervan. Am I sounding good?
No, we're hearing
Men, because Dervan, did you know that the squabble that is going on about who have dual citizenship, Dervan, I must tell you, Dervan, if Jamaican people just stand up right now and said, once and for all, we need to know every politician that have dual citizen, Dervan. If we can find out.
Hello? I think he lost his connection. Please, if you're hearing us, feel free to call us back. But for
these men do not believe. These politicians do not believe in Jamaica. Dervan, their family do not go to hospital in Jamaica. These people do not shop in Jamaica. These people do not stay in Jamaica on holidays. I am telling you, Dervan. I am telling you, these politicians do not believe in Jamaica. Them not decide for let go the ghost in Jamaica. Gone are the days when you have people like Michael Manley and Buster Manti and Siaga and all those Siaga Lego film goes abroad. But people like Michael Manley and Buster Manti and Eula Shearer, gone are the days. These men are not willing to die in Jamaica. They're not willing to die out here. As them sick, so Dervan, as them finger hurt them, as them toenail them drop off, but them toenail them jump and plane and gone Dervan. Am I sounding too harsh?
No, you're expressing yourself. You're free to express yourself.
Dervan, until one day you can take your broadcast to the Kingston Public Hospital and have a broadcast there and ask the people on the ground if when last them see a politician, pitney or family or somebody come a Kingston Public Hospital. The people them can't answer that. May I tell you, Dervan, them people are not believing in Jamaica. Them not believing in them because almost all of them have dual citizen Dervan. All of them, all of them is just a charade and a facade. We need as the Jamaican people to start question these men and women. Question them. Where you want to represent with for? Why you want to represent with? Give it 10 reasons why. 10 reasons. No, just give one. Give it 10 reasons. And make we pick out the most crucial out of the 10 and only accountable pan 5 or 6, and then we have the thing called recall.
Well, I wonder if that has been included. I'm just wondering if that has been included in the discussions, the constitutional reform discussions.
That is the first thing them should have shown with Dervan. Impeachment and recall. That is the first thing them should have can assure us. That
Hold on, please. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
Join us weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. for Power Play, Power 106 FM's flagship program dedicated to the world of sports.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Power Play. My name is Cliff Williams.
Power Play with Cliff Williams, focusing on everything sports in Jamaica and around the world. Make sure to tune in to Power Play, providing invigorating sports analysis and discussion, weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Where do we stand? We have too far to go, not to really know just how we're getting there. And if we're getting anywhere, we have too much to change, not to know the limit of possibility and changeability. Violence and crime is commonplace within decent times. No man will walk free. Prophecy come closer to fulfillment in these dread times. Why should this be?
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. So you seem to have lost faith in the current crop of political representatives.
100%, Dervan, 100, because the hope of recall and impeachment is supposed to be the only power them can give to us. Those two powers is the only thing we the people can have to work with. That if we have somebody representing us and promises, and we been through one cycle, and then another cycle, and we not see no better. We should have the power of recall and Dervan. These men and women who call themselves representative for on behalf of us. They have the audacity to brag and boast that they are 5-star general and 6-star general who win 6 times and win 5 times. And what is there to show? What is there to show for 6 term? What is there but deplorable ghettos and ramshackles in a city and dirty towns? What is there to show? And then you come and want to put more of yourself on us, moving from 18 to 27. Oh, dare you! Oh, dare you! Dervan, I am telling you now, Dervan, these men who are fighting for this country, they are going to lose. These men are going to lose. Because, Dervan, I don't afraid to talk it. If the white man was in charge of us, we would be better off, Dervan, because I remember as a younger man when I look on Spanish Town Road going on, and I see the big factory running by Englishmen. The KI doubles and the Dennis and get all of those places and Spanish Town Road, Jamaica was the envy of the world, the envy. And those time it was the white men who was running the show, not really in governance, you know. But these were the men who were doing the things just like the PSOJ, the privileged sons of.
You've given us a lot. You've given us a lot to think about as well. So far, we want to get in a couple more callers who are waiting in the wings.
All right, sir. So I'm not sounding like I'm campaigning, Dervan.
No, you're expressing yourself and how you feel about you are questioning the
because I don't
the performance or lack thereof.
Sound as if I am campaigning, you know. I don't want to sound that way. So I'll just kick back and listen. So have a nice day, Dervan.
You too. Thanks for the call, and keep up the advocacy.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The last caller they mentioned from 18 to 27. What does that denote?
In reference to the possible arrangements in Parliament going forward, as far as the Constitution is concerned.
So we are that 18 exists at present.
I think some document has some information from one of the documents has been made public.
Well, I don't hear anything like that. What I hear is proposal being made to increase the numbers of senators from 21 to 42.
Mm-hmm.
By Mr. Golden. But what now we need in Jamaica is not more senators. or members of parliament, but greater efficiency in government and honesty in order to move the country forward. And when I hear him talking about K.I. Douglas those cases, he must understand that closures of certain businesses, including those 29 in the Spanish Town area, including Calgate and those other factories that were in the Twickenham Park area, came from the socialism of the 70s that created brain drain and capital flight and closures of business. Because for every action, there is a reaction. And action and reaction are opposite and equal. And what we want in Jamaica is for people to be honest and tell the people the truth, especially the younger generation who do not know their history. Because it depends on who is putting history out there. So what you have is a whole heap of people who drinking people and telling people about how cost of living dread. Cost of living was always a dread in Jamaica where the majority of the people could not afford the amount of food that they need, including children. That's why we have PATH program. Unemployment has always been high. Now we have unemployment at its lowest level. But you still have people that tell them, say, you can't afford to buy food. There's a big difference between minimum wage and livable wage. And the majority are not going to find themselves in the position of survival rate unless we increase production and productivity. So when people go around and telling people all kind of bad word and nonsense, the only thing I hear that call up good is when he say country and run better under the white man them out there. That's why me not believe in CCJ, you know. I am unapologetic that I support the Privy Council. And those who fight fault with the Privy Council must come and show us flawed decision that has been made at the part of the Privy Council. Because when you look at Jamaica and the level of bandolo, and you have lawyers go to school together, sometimes judges, and around the Caribbean here, they are so close. I prefer to take chance with a white man of foreign more than these people in the Caribbean. And when they tell you about poor people can't go to Privy Council, the majority of Jamaicans are not going to any Privy Council, whether they're poor or they're rich. Because the majority of Jamaicans are decent, law-abiding citizens. This argument is only out there to hoodwink people who they figure are stupid. And you have the legal luminaries that claim them smarter than everybody else. So you come now to fool people. You see, whenever we come to referendum, the boy has to go, they got pay people to vote for referendum. See a way like how you see you pay them for the vote.
That's
two parties.
So is that something you're encouraging?
I am not encouraging, I'm telling you reality.
Oh.
Wake up and smell the coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
Well, that is just a generalized subject that you must be aware and pay close attention. Because man, go tell us if we wake up and drink rum, you know. You know, say, Malcolm.
Yeah. No, I'm listening to you.
Yeah, but you see, out here now, you see a nice big huge quote, and some people out there draw a card. But Bob Marley was a wise man when he sings, so you draw a bad card. Because many of the pronouncements that some of them out there making, better beware because they are going to be engulfed in the stupidity that they are telling the Jamaican people. Because I come to call a spade, you know. I don't matter who was vexed. You see, when you come to dual citizenship, as far as I am concerned, nobody should represent us in parliament if they are dual citizenship. Whether they're part of the Commonwealth or elsewhere. They must be in Jamaica, absorbing the economic pressure that exists.
All right, leave us with one.
It will force you to bring to the fore greater level of thinking and implementation of programs.
Leave
so
us.
That people will be able to live good.
Leave us with a sentence as you go, because we have to go to a feature coming up now.
All right. Yeah, thank you for listening. Much more, but I'll return to you another time.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
All the best. Take care. Your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, and still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, and the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. So we're standing by to go to our feature, Service Stalwarts. And this week's guest is Major Retired FIM, or is it FIM? I'll get the correct pronunciation in a moment. But it could either be FIM or FIM. We'll get that. We'll verify that in just a moment. But in the meantime, let's send you to a break here on Both Sides of the Story and come back with this week's edition of Service Stalwarts on Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
wine in your tongue. You know wine in your tongue. Drive smart, no ramp. Wine in your tongue. If a 87 you pay use, put the 87 in your tank. So you know which fuel you use. Vehicle manual finding. No car in a Jamaica make you use 87. And a petrol refining. So use the octane for the car where you're driving. And let me tell you some more. If a 87 your vehicle use, you are rev up the savings for sure. Know your tank fuel right. Your pocket have a smile. Rev up the savings. Savings on every mile. Brought to you by Petrojam. Serving Jamaica's energy needs.
Come to the Westmoreland Agricultural Show, Sunday, June 2 at Bay Road, Little London, Westmoreland. There'll be agricultural and industrial displays, Kids Village, Health Village, Youth and Agriculture Village, Local Economic Development Village, Farmers Market, tree crops and ornamental plants on sale, entertainment all day, prizes and surprises, and much more. Gates open at 8 a.m. Admission adults 1,000, children 500. Major sponsors Bamboo Bioproducts, Icon Importers and Distributors Limited, and MAPEC. See you at the Westmoreland Agricultural Show, Sunday, June 2 at Bay Road, Little London.
No man walk free. Prophecy come closer to fulfillment. In this year, great time.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. It is a Wednesday afternoon, just after 4 o'clock, and that usually means time for Service Stalwarts. And our very special guest in that chair this afternoon is Mr. Ephraim B. White, who was born in Kingston, Jamaica, and credits his parents for a strong, value-driven upbringing. And his father's words, "Stand for something, lest you fall for anything," which he continues to live by each day, each and every day. From humble beginnings on Sly Pen Road, Effiam set his eyes to the skies to pursue a career in the military, followed by commercial aviation. He joined the Jamaica Defense Force in April 1967 and served for 12 years, attaining the rank of major, and has the honor of being the first commanding officer of the JDF Air Wing. He joined Air Jamaica Limited in December 1979. He also flew for Caribbean Airlines, a total of 34 years of commercial aviation. Following his retirement in 2013, he found ways to foster growth and development in Jamaica's youth, local communities, and around the world. Effiam still lives in Kingston and takes time to visit his family and friends in the United States and Canada. He has been a member of the Rotary Club of Kingston since 2004 and is the 2011-2012 past president. Of course, we're talking about Major Effiam B. White. He was named National Coordinator of the Governor General's Program for Excellence, GGPE, in February 2014 and served in that capacity until 2018. He was conferred with a National Honor Order of Distinction Officer Class in 2014 for outstanding service to aviation and nation building. He is a commissioned Justice of the Peace and has been since 2011. He is a 2023 recipient of the Governor General's Medal of Honor. Major White is chairman of the Marcus Garvey in Schools Foundation, MGISF. His infectious laughter and smile, combined with his desire to listen as well as be heard, has helped countless mentees, friends, and associates to attain their fullest God-given potential. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever you are, please welcome to the Air Chair, Major Effiam B. White. Good afternoon to you, Major White. How are you?
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Malcolm, and to your listeners. I'm very fine and giving thanks.
Wonderful. First up, tell us about the name.
My parents were Guardians, my dearly departed parents. And a lot of dignitaries used to come to Jamaica back in the day, especially from the West Coast, Ghana, Nigeria. And my name is a Nigerian name from the Igbo tribe. And I'm told it means all that I'm not or I'd like to be, like brave, strong, courageous leader. So that's the origin of my name, a Nigerian name.
I see. How did you manage with the name in school?
Very good question. That I was called everything else except Effiam, because they also called me Effiam, which I heard you trying to figure if that was the pronunciation. But it was quite an interesting time. And then because, some people found it difficult, they would call me Effie, which is actually a girl's name. So when I was going off to Sandhurst, my mother told me that I should not have them call me Effie, but to call me by my full name, Effiam. I really didn't like it initially, but it's grown on me, and I'm very, very proud of it.
After all, have you met any other Effiams out there?
Yes, like my son.
Okay, Junior.
Yes.
I see. So then, what is it about aviation that excites so many young people? The usual thing. What do you want to do when you grow up, when you get big? Doctor, soldier, police, pilot. Those are among the common ones. What did it for you? What caused you to turn your attention to aviation?
Well, I was maybe about 16 for the first time, not even giving any thought to aviation. I wanted to maybe don't know, always in debates at school. The Wilmers. And
oh yes, you just marked an anniversary, no?
Yes, 295 years.
My word. Yes.
So you know, I was part of it, a team captain for within the class for debates. And one afternoon after school, I was preparing for the debate the next day, and the other team members had not come as yet. And I looked out on the field at Wilmers. I saw these boys marching up and down, and I realized that they were cadets. I viewed that as being disciplined, how they marched. And so I went home and said to my father, I love to join the cadets. So he said, as usual, you stand for something unless you fall for anything. I remember schoolwork first. So the following Tuesday, I went out to join the cadets. And we were asked, we were told we had an option of either being in the air section or in the infantry section. So I said, what do you do in the air section? And they said, well, maybe you could learn to fly. So I just glibly said, okay, I'd like to join the air section. So the boys who had volunteered to be in the air section, we got a test or a document to take home. And we were told we'd have a test the following week. It was air law, rules of the air, just like how you have road code. So while I was preparing for exams, etc., I was also reading this thing, and I found it interesting that there seems to have been such a disciplined situation in the air, where two aircraft were approaching each other, both would turn right. That was one of the rules, which caught my eye, and I said, although there are not many cars around as much as today in 1966, I said, so why can't we not do this on the ground? Well, the following week, we had the test, and guess what? I came first.
All right.
And my reward was a pilot came to Wilmers, took me to the airport, and took me up in the Cessna 150 for a half an hour familiarization flight. Those things struck out. I'd never been in a plane. And I remember my father used to say, no friend and company, meritocracy. And that has lived with me all the years, meritocracy. So the pilot flew us over the corporate area, flying over Carib Theater. I'll never forget that, looking down virtually now at that Cribney sign with spins.
Yes.
And I found that just remarkable. Flew me over halfway tree around to Water Commission, then he flew over Wilmers. So he said, there's Wilmers. I said, where? And he turned the airplane and he pointed, and I looked and I saw the boy them up and down the field. And I turned to him and said, so tell me, you think it's paid to do this? And he said, yes, there's a process. Well, before we landed, I decided, no law, I wanted to be a pilot. So that's my story as how aviation came to me, not when I was 4 years old or 5 years old. And I went on to get a scholarship and learned to fly at Wilmers before I even had a driver's license. My parents didn't have a car, but I had my pilot's license on 12th of December 1966.
And so, how was that journey initially? What was it? What kind of turbulence did you experience? So,
well, the turbulence I experienced is that up to today, people say, why you get up so early in the morning? Well, living on Sniping Road and having to get to the airport by Mr. Barnett of blessed memory, my instructor who lived at First Avenue in Vineyard Town, I had to get up, get ready, breakfast, in school uniform, school bag, get to the bus at Parade to get the bus number 3, I think it used to be, at the Vineyard Town. Got to Mr. Barnett's house, and then we both went out to the airport. We flew from 6 until 7. Mr. Barnett was an engineer at the Carib Cement Company, so after flying, he would drive me, he would, and stop in front of the cement company. He would turn in, I would wait for a bus to get to Wilmers at 8 o'clock for devotions. So that was a turbulence initially. And I continue to wake up at 5 o'clock, sometimes 4:30 in the morning from those days. And then, of course, after 7.5 hours, Mr. Barnett said it was time for me to go solo. So I said, solo? He said, yes. I'm going to come out the airplane. He came out on the side of the runway and Palisades. And he said, look, just do what you've been doing all along. And I applied the power, made sure everything was okay with all the gauges, etc. And I took off. And Mr. Malcolm, I'm telling you, that was really quite an impact for me, because when I realized I was alone in the aircraft, I started to sing, "Nearer My God to Thee."
Oh, right no.
Right around to landing. It was supposed to have been just one circuit. But when I realized I was on the ground, I beckoned to Mr. Barnes and said, could I do this again? And of course, I went up again, and then the lesson plan ended, and off to school I went. So those were turbulent, initial stories, not in the air with turbulence in the air, but just the whole thought of doing this when this was never contemplated in my lifetime until when I, joined the cadets at 50 years old.
So you said it in terms of nearer my God to thee, but that aside, as you said, pretty much the extent of the turbulence that you experienced in terms of your journey.
But you want to know about the real turbulence?
Please.
Well, in a small airplane like a Cessna 150, there is in fact bumps, but you got to stay away from clouds. You got to make sure that you plot your course. When I have to do cross-country flights from Kingston to Montego Bay.
Hold on, don't move. Tell us some more in just a moment, please. Our very special guest at this time, Major Retired FEM B. White, ODJP MBA. He's our service stalwart this afternoon on both sides of the story.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15.
Join us weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. for Power Play, Power 106 FM's flagship program dedicated to the world of sports.
Bienvenido a entrar con la edition of Power Play. And Cliff Williams.
Power Play with Cliff Williams, focusing on everything sports in Jamaica and around the world. Make sure to tune in to Power Play, providing invigorating sports analysis and discussion, weekdays from 6 to 8 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Hide behind the rock while serving people if I'm wanting. Where do we stand? We have too far to go, not to really know just how we're getting here. I'm never getting anywhere.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We're inside the service stalwarts section of Both Sides of the Story on this Wednesday afternoon. And our very special guest is Major Retired FEM B. White. And he's been sharing with us his story here on Both Sides of the Story. So, Major White, you were going on to tell us about what you regard as, or what you called, real turbulence.
Well, this is what I saw as real turbulence then. When on a trip across to Montego Bay, having deviated to ensure I did not go into cloud. There was some spin-off from maybe some cumulus clouds, which will produce rain. And then suddenly, although I was clear of the clouds, I was in this rain shower. But I tell you, this was my first experience. And I was very happy to know that I survived that, because I thought this was so frightening. Not to appreciate that in later years, I would have run into real turbulence. And after completing my 13 hours and getting my pilot's license, and I joined the JDF, I then went to Sandhurst in England. And the academy had a Cessna 172, a four-seater airplane. And you could rent it, and I rented it to maintain my pilot's license. And I ran into some clouds, and that was quite an exciting and frightening trip for turbulence in a small airplane.
Oh.
But in later years, when I joined Air Jamaica, then turbulence was the real thing, and had quite some harrowing experiences. But again, thank God, we were okay, and we came out alive. It's always good to start a flight, go through all the challenges, and to land and to walk away in one piece.
Yes. And I would imagine you heard the story of the British man who died on...
Yes. Yes. Well, I don't know. Although every time from flying, I've been watching and reading some of the reports. And that airplane is reported to have lost 6,000 feet of altitude.
Whoa.
In severe turbulence to the extent that some of the passengers, their heads went through the overhead bins. And this gentleman, 73 years old, he had a heart condition and he succumbed.
Yes.
And that's why it's always good to have your seatbelt on. Whether you're driving a car or whether you're in the airplane.
Yes. And how did you to what extent did you have to overcome maybe a couple of bumps in the road, so to speak, in terms of for example, it might have been a situation where every time you get to a certain point in the going through the flight arrangement, that you might have felt, okay, here we go again. I hope my heart is still the same.
Well, I can answer that by saying that, Dervan, I'm a firm believer that is a supreme being. I'm also a firm believer that we have a body of work to do, and until we complete our body of work, we're going to be here, Once it's complete, we go.
Yes.
And I had a helicopter accident. Well, an engine loss at night, just south of Falmouth. And I literally saw that, dismissed it. The controlled auto-rotation or the controlled force landing transformed itself into a crash because the tail boom of the aircraft hit the embankment and spun, but fortunately we were only about maybe 8 feet off the ground, so it did not spin right out. It did a 90-degree turn and came to a poof. No fire, nothing. And I was, by the grace of God, able to fly again within 24 hours, having been certified by the doctors that we were fit and able.
I was wondering about that because I know you have very strict protocols that you must observe.
Yes. Or the Charlie Benji's, Tony Benji's, beg your pardon. He was our aviation medical examiner. This was the JDF. We flew to Kingston Cornwall Regional, and we were inspected and certified to be fit. So I was flown back to Kingston in the afternoon. This happened like about maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. And by about maybe 4 o'clock, I was doing auto rotations, force landings, and cleared to fly again.
Okay.
In Air Jamaica, as a first officer, the co-pilot, we were approaching and landing in Curacao. The captain maybe like 6 months as a captain. I was the first officer. The 3-man crew. The second officer was in the back. And, well, behind me, that is, 3-man crew. And when it was one of the smoothest landing. But when we landed, I was looking down at the captain, and he kept on saying, Major, why me? I'm going to be that captain for 6 months. And what had happened, the left main gear had a hairline crack rather, and collapsed. And this 727, man, that's quite a strong plane. And he was able to fly the wing until we came to a stop. The purser was in the back, welcoming the passengers to Curacao, not knowing what was happening, hearing someone on the radio saying, send for the fire truck, we see some smoke. And we all walked away from this. The smoke was a hairline crack. I beg your pardon, the smoke was from a hydraulic line having ruptured. And we came out. And I'm saying, and my last occasion for saying that we're all here to talk about your work is that I had a very terrible vehicular accident about 7 years ago. And I walked away, and a lady came up and said, who was driving? And the man said, that gentleman. I was coming from a funeral in Falmouth. And on my woman's side, there was one of our brothers, fallen brothers, and I was asked to do the remembrance on behalf of the old boys. And the lady said, sir, I don't know, but you're doing some good things to some people, So just go through. That was when tears came, and I realized what had happened. So those 3 incidents I can look at and say that it definitely behoves us to just do the best we can. Make sure we stick to the training. Remember also there's a little bit of luck, and of course there's a super.
Yes. Oh, does it bring back particular flashes of memory, or you have overcome?
Every so often I will reflect, but not very often. In fact, I was an avid aviator, but now if I see a helicopter, if it's in my line of sight, I look. If there's an airplane flying over, I don't look up. I think I've had 47 years of it from school days, and I think I've had my share.
Yes.
And I got to go on now to what I think is my calling in outreach, Marcus Garvey Schools Foundation.
Tell us some more about that, please.
Yes, I certainly would love to. When my father came uninvited to see Mr. Bogle at Wilmer's in 1966, because I had become very restless, got my parents' license, wanted to leave school. I was in 6B. My father came and said, Mr. Bogle, just talk some sense to this boy. I said, he want to leave school, and that's not going to work. And my headmaster, who is still alive today, Mr. Bogle, is 95, and I'm in contact with him every day.
What?
Mr. Bogle said, Mr. White, tell you what, let him go. If he does not get selected for the JDF, we are welcoming him back in open arms. If he gets selected, he might very well go on to, so I'm sure he'll go on to some, more academics. So I was leaving school in 6B. I almost fell through the floor, Dervan, when Mr. Bogle said that. But I think I'd have just gone under when my father agreed. My God, my father said, yes, Mr. Bogle, I think, okay, I'd like to agree with that. And I gave a commitment that I would go back to some academics in due time. So at 40, I did my MBA.
Okay.
I also said, my father said, whatever vocation you're in, I want you to keep the legacy of Marcus Garvey alive. I knew of Marcus Garvey, but I'm not a Garvey scholar.
Mm-hmm.
When we used to go to the Garvey Shrine of the Heroes Circle, when I was like 16, 17, I was more interested in listening to the nurses of the Black Cross nurses singing. They could sing.
Mm-hmm.
I would read some things, but I was not. And if there was any, I never conjecture, but if there's any, should I say, regret, I would say that I really should have learned more about Marcus Garvey in those early years. So in 2021, a school and the principals approached me and said, I think that we should be doing the national heroes, not just on Heritage Month, but this thing should be taught in the schools.
Mm-hmm.
And I agreed. And I said, I always talk to my parents, even they've long gone.
Yes.
And I would say, Daddy, can you imagine? I think I'm going to do what you asked me to do. I need to get the legacy of Marcus Garvey going.
Yes.
And we coined the name of the program, Marcus Garvey in Schools. And that was the initiative. So we approached the Early Childhood Commission, we did all the various protocols, and we provided the books that we had prepared, and we said we'd start with 5-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to tell you, Dervan, how important it is to start at that age.
Yes.
We decided that what we would do, we would have, we developed a lesson plan, we developed a PowerPoint presentation, and we did an overview. And these 5-year-olds, we decided that I would be on Zoom and they would be in class with their teacher, the aunties. And the teacher said, hi class, students, there's Mr. White on Zoom. Hi, Mr. White, hi, Mr. White. And I listened to the presentation. I'm not saying these kids had never heard of Marcus Garvey before, but it was phenomenal how they answered the questions asked to confirm if they had actually assimilated. So I had to go the following day to the school to, meet these students in person. So I asked the administration if they could provide me the names and a screenshot of each child. And when I went into the classroom, hello, Mr. White, hello, Mr. White. And I looked down and I saw Dervan Malcolm. Hi, Dervan, how are you? Dervan was blown away. Hi, John, how are you? Hi, Mary, how are you? And one girl, Mr. Malcolm, said, Mr. White, can I ask you a question?
Hold it right there at the question. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
both sides of the story.
Confidence in those who serve, especially in the public sector, is vital to Jamaica's progress towards Vision 2030 and beyond. Many people have quietly and diligently given sterling service over the years to the benefit of many Jamaicans at home and across the world. Power 106 FM, in playing its part in showcasing those individuals who served in building our nation and to create greater public understanding and appreciation of their sacrifice, presents the feature Service Stalwarts. Listen to Service Stalwarts every Wednesday at 4 p.m. during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm right here on Power 106 FM.
Both sides of the story.
Too far to go, nothing to really know, just always getting near. And if we're getting anywhere, we have too much to change, not to know the range of possibility and changeability.
We're in the Service Stalwarts section of both sides of the story, Power 106 FM, and our special guest is Major Retired FEMB White, OD, JP, MBA, and he was about to take us on another journey to listen to this situation that he started telling us about a short while ago. Yes, Major.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. So she said, Mr. White, can I ask you a question? 5 years old,
Mm-hmm.
So I said, sure, go ahead. So I looked down and I looked at her picture and I looked at her name. And she said, Mr. White, I saw you on Zoom yesterday. But it appears that you were looking down. Were you looking in your phone? 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
5. So I said, Jordan, I was stumped. But I said, Jordan, I got a bit distracted, I must tell you. And she said, no, that's okay, because you have come today that I see you. And when I listened to that young miss, that toddler, almost a toddler, a champion, I realized that children, at that age and beyond, they're like sponges.
Yes.
So they will take what you say is good, and they will always also say, is that bad?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that we were able to then go into 22 schools island-wide, 10 being in the corporate area with a larger population, and we selected one from each parish, and we were able to complete the program with a curriculum which includes, but not limited to civics, values and attitudes, pride in one's skin color, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy. And we completed the program. The Early Childhood Commission, they were pleased with our reports, etc. And we're hoping that in due course, Marcus Garvey in schools will be infused into the curriculum of the early childhood. We're now with the primary, with 24 schools at the grade 1 level with the primary schools. And we're replicating what we did with the early childhood. And the Ministry of Education said, look, use those same books you use for the 5-year-olds, because as you might be aware, children are reading way below their level.
Mm-hmm.
And we are very happy to be involved with this, and we are hoping to replicate with 22 high schools commencing in February. I'm sorry, in the new school year, September.
Yes.
24.
Mm-hmm.
We have a weekly teachers workshop. We convene that on a Monday, and we have presenters, including Professor Clinton Hutton and Donna Akila Wright, and Mrs. Milson, the Custom Education Officer in the Ministry of Education and Youth, and they present to the teachers. So teachers is how do we convey the material to the children in schools.
So I'm not sure if I missed it, but where do you get the resource from in terms of funding, the cash?
That's a very good question, sir.
Yes, the cash to care.
We have had persons who have reached out. We have reached out to an organization that can speak very happy and very encouraged by Jamaica National Group.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Jarrett has been very, very supportive. We have had small donations from Owen. We have had the Marley Foundation. But what is happening is that our funds, this is not funded by the Ministry of Education.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're hoping to do is to do a fundraiser in November. I'm sorry, on the 20th of October, 2024 at the National Arena, dubbed Garvey One Destiny concert, having the likes of Sizzla, Africa, Nesbeth, and some other Jem Myers, and some other artists,
mm-hmm.
to raise funds that we can get the material as we proceed with wanting to get more. Because when we're now going into the high schools, and we're targeting grade 7,
Mm-hmm.
and the average high school has at least 5 classes of grade 7. Those are the children leaving PEP and coming to the high school for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And on an average, about 250 children, and we will have, maybe 24 schools, that's 6,000 books, and that's only the reader. And we have the financial literacy book. So the funding is hopefully coming from our own efforts in a fundraising event in October.
That's very, very impressive. So maybe can you just give our listeners the information in terms of marking the date?
Oh, yes. So the save the date would be the 20th of October 2024 at 5 p.m. at the National Arena. The National Arena holds, I think, about 5,500 persons. So we'd like to put it. This is the day before Heroes Day.
Mm-hmm.
And we're hoping that we will even have Beverly Kelso, the lone surviving member of the Whalers, and Richie Stevens, who they did a remake of the Simmer Down. And it's a family event. we want all the families. It's going to be, I think, midterm at that point. So it's the 20th of October, and I shift back to another journey which came before this, because
Sure.
I know it's important, because a lot of persons I've met in this journey of Marcus Garvey Schools, it started out with having the honor and privilege to be the national coordinator of the Governor General's Program for Excellence. So I worked with their excellences from 2014 until 2018. And I was the coordinator for their social programs, the Governor General's Achievement Award, and the I Believe Initiative. And a lot of awardees I still remain in contact with. They have instructed me that I'm their mentor.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Dr. Tasha Campbell, who wrote to their excellences. She was a student at St. Hilda's, came from a little district called Grants Mountain in the rural hills of southwest Sedan. And the letter we received from Miss Campbell's parents, I had actually taken a screenshot of it. You just saw that this was typed. It was a handwritten. It was one of those one-stop letters indicating that, Tasha wanted to continue to sixth form. Since Hilda didn't have that, she wanted to go to Herbert Morrison in Montskippy because she had family there, and laid out all the books required for A-levels. I didn't do A-levels, so I didn't know those books were so expensive, but then I don't know it was that expensive. And we went up to Grants Mountain. I said to His Excellency, sir, my father was from St. Mary, and he came from a place called Mount Regain, and he said it was so remote they called it back of God. So I wanted to see if Grants Mountain was also back of God. And we went up there, I think on the 2nd of January 2015, when they had electricity. My father didn't have any. But here was this young lady who had her focus. And to fast forward, she got to St. Hilda's. We got gifts. The Custers of Kingston gifted all the books for the A-levels. The teacher gave a phone, and we had other gifts coming in. And the Custers of St. Anne, had 2 JPs come with me to this local. Tasha Gay went on to Montego Bay, was teaching Spanish to some of the teachers. I asked her, why did she do Spanish? She got a 1 in CSEC for Spanish. She said, but she wants to be a doctor, and if she had to go to Cuba, it might be a good thing to be a foot ahead.
Smart.
Having Spanish. Well, she was actually placed at UE on the Western campus. And today, Tasha Gay, thank God, has kept her eyes on the prize. She has completed her 5-year degree program. She has completed her internship. She's now in the health centers in St. James. Got a car. Let me tell you something. There are many Tashas out there, and there are many Johns out there, but I find that, unfortunately, if I may say, the girls are outshining the boys, but I'm going to find some boys who are able to come up to that level. And all of this came about by being the coordinator with the Governor General's Program for Excellence.
Oh, wonderful. But it's remarkable too. It's like you have taken on a whole new world.
Yes. In my departure lounge, I find that I'm saying to you that we all have a body of work to do, and until that is complete, we're here.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that the good Lord has kept me to be able to be doing this, because one of the things I'm fulfilling is my father's request of keeping the legacy of Marcus Garvey alive. Yeah. I went to Africa in 2019, Nairobi, and there I started to contemplate this whole thing. And people said, why don't we write a came back and did my autobiography. And then I, started to look at Marcus Garvey. And I think my parents are smiling. I didn't know Marcus. He might be smiling too. His son is still alive. But we are going to ensure that Marcus Garvey is taught in school because Marcus Garvey spoke about self-determination, self-education, self-discipline, self-education. Marcus Garvey was self-taught. His father had a library, and at 14 he went to do apprenticeship. But he had learned all these things by reading books. Yes. I find that we don't read in Jamaica. We don't read. We just think the social media, TikTok, and what is it called? TikTok, and what's the other one? There's another thing called Snapchat.
Snapchat, yes.
I try to encourage young and old, look, just read. If it's just a comic, just read. Because we are unable to put two sentences or two words together to make a sentence. A lot of us.
Yes.
And I don't know, it's a miserable, I know nothing. Well, I am happy that I have been able to contribute in this way, in my small way.
Not at all. We're grateful to have you on both sides of the story this afternoon. You have taken us on quite a ride in terms of the different aspects of the stories and general comments that you have shared.
And not too much turbulence.
And not at all. So it is. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if we need to talk about the other program, the other initiative, the Marcus Garvey in schools, yes, we're ready whenever you are.
Thank you so much for that.
Okay, sure. No problem. But thank you once again, listeners. Our guest this week in the service stalwarts segment of both sides of the story, Major Retired FEM B. White, OD, JP, MBA. And he continues to shine and to play his part in advancing, well, you can finish it, advancing the welfare of the whole human race. But as we always say, pass and christening picnic first. And if you think that is bad or something is wrong with that, just remember what they tell you on the plane. Oxygen mask will drop down. Make sure you put on your mask first before assisting others. We'll leave it there for now. Thank you so much, Major Retired FEM B. White, OD, JP, MBA. There's more in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:46 on Power 106.
Both sides of a story.
Confidence in those who serve, especially in the public sector, is vital to Jamaica's progress towards Vision 2030 and beyond. Many people have quietly and diligently given sterling service over the years to the benefit of many Jamaicans at home and across the world. Power 106 FM, in playing its part in showcasing those individuals who served in building our nation and to create greater public understanding and appreciation of their sacrifice, presents the feature Service Stalwarts. Listen to Service Stalwarts every Wednesday at 4 p.m. during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm right here on Power 106 FM.
Both sides of a story. We have too far to go, not to really know
just how we're getting there. And if we're getting anywhere, we have too much to change, not to know the range of possibility and changeability. Violence and crime is commonplace within these said times. No man walk free. prophecy come closer. Fulfillment in this dread times. Why should this be? And if we fight one another for the power and the glory, the kingdom goes to waste, and every drop of blood you taste, I feel we own disgrace, yeah. I feel we own disgrace. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. A few of your messages. Good afternoon, Dervan. Please tell the guest to say some more about Mount Regal or Regale. I'm from Clark Castle, the adjoining community. And this is from Jax in Jacksonville. And here is another. The Lions Club of Mandeville is inviting everyone to the 23rd staging of Men Who Cook. Remember this? Goodness. It's been ages. At Brooks Park on Sunday, May 26th. Proceeds from this event will go towards the construction of a dental clinic at the Health and Civic Center on Wint Road in Mandeville. The Lions Club Health and Civic Center on Wint Road in Mandeville, Manchester. And let's see who else is messaging us here on both sides of the story. Horace, otherwise known as Spider, says, this young man is an inspiration on the radio. Always enjoyed listening to him. And Cuban in Georgia says, Mr. Malcolm, why is the JLP threatening the Jamaican people that we should not leave the monarch? How absurd are they? We're of a free mind. We are capable of making decisions that are justified and balanced. Jamaican people are among the smartest human beings on the face of the earth. Today, as we speak, that's why the education system got the smallest allocation from the last budget. Sir Malcolm, how come we don't hear anything about the $1.3 trillion missing from some municipal corporation? Did the government find the 1.3 trillion that went missing before the local government elections? Sir Malcolm, we must send a strong message to this administration that they are working for the Jamaican people. The people don't work for them. So remember now, we the people have the handle and they are holding on to the blade, and it's very sharp. Sir Malcolm, shame on the CXC for removing mechanical engineering and agriculture from their studies. How unfortunate. Who are the people running that organization? We need to ask them some very serious questions. And then this person, Cuban in Georgia, goes on to ask, Sir Malcolm, do the Chinese pay income taxes to the government, and does statutory deductions taking out of the workers' pay that goes towards education tax, housing, and NIS taxes paid over to the tax office? Well, we would expect that, Cuban in Georgia. It's the nature of the beast. But if you have evidence of otherwise, please feel free to share. Here's another message. Good afternoon to you, sir. I'm a concerned pensioner who recently retired after serving almost 30 years in the JDF. Approval letter on my behalf was sent to the Accountant General for lump sum payments, but I've learned from reliable sources that no payout can be made due to unavailability of funds. Now, for someone who recently resigned and is faced with loan repayments and mortgages, I would like to know why the Jamaican government can deal so poorly with those who have served pensioners, still have responsibilities, and are still citizens. Well, sir, it sounds like a matter to be forwarded to the Ministry of Labor and Social Security and see if we can get an answer as to why things are the way you outlined them to be in your experience. So we would love to do a bit of follow-up on that. So let's just make sure we have the details. Right, so we have the name of the person, and we will add it to our list of things to do. All right, so that's done. Let's move on to the other messages. Ralph says Mac needs to gain a better understanding of national issues by engaging in more reading. I recently heard him on Nationwide expressing misconceptions, only to be corrected by the host point by point. The concern regarding Mr. Golding does not solely revolve around his dual citizenship. It primarily pertains to the notion of moving away from the monarchy and the Privy Council, emphasizing the need to avoid being in a conflicting position. Mr. Golding is urging Jamaicans to take this step while holding on to his dual citizenship and simultaneously advocating for constitutional reform to permit dual citizenship, which can be viewed as hypocritical. Mac appears to be conflating these complex issues and demonstrates a lack of comprehension, says Ralph. Thanks for your message, Ralph. And here is a message from Ja Lion. Ja Lion says, even, where does this one start? Even the handcart man knows that there is no excuse for a crime. So when that minister saying that he got the information from the belly of the PNP, this just shows that they don't deserve the office they hold. From Ja Lion. Thank you for your message, Ja Lion. And this one, in 2021, the PM took this oath of allegiance to the Privy Council and the King, His Majesty. Who is he loyal to? Asks Yaz Child. This one says, well, it's afternoon now, but it's all right. Good morning, Dervan and team. How are you doing? I trust that you are all well. I'm approaching you guys like you know me personally. Sorry about that. I've been circulating the above to members of the diaspora because I know the organizers personally and they have asked me to share the message. Diana, the organizer, is a woman of integrity. We both attended and worked at UTEC for years. She also worked at BNS before migrating to Canada. If you're anyone you know can respond, it would be greatly appreciated. Very unfortunate situation, but we pray for the best. Diana, one of the organizers, Winifred Simpson, is also assisting with organizing the fundraiser. Winifred attended and worked with us at UTEC Division of Student Services as well. Well, let's see. We'll digest the information and see what this is all about, and see what is possible. Thank you very much. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Wednesday, the 22nd of May, 2024. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns. Well, tomorrow is a holiday, and so Both Sides of the Story returns Friday afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm on behalf of Davin Thomas, doing technical duties behind the scenes, wishing all a very peaceful and restful rest of the day, rest of the afternoon, rest of the night. Take care. Me no care who I do it, just say that no right. And as they fight one another for the power and the glory, the kingdom goes to waste, and every drop of blood we taste. I feel we own disgrace. I feel we own disgrace.
You're listening to Pearl 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News.